slang. And that was because Dennis only studied English at school and university and from books. Dennis never had speaking practice with real people. On the other hand, Pasha only knew 500 words. He was terrible at grammar and always made mistakes. He knew some slang and used it in the wrong situations sometimes. He didn't know formal or academic language. But the one thing that was really different about Pasha was that he didn't care about his mistakes. He could speak and speak and speak. He made mistakes in every sentence. He had a huge accent and he didn't even try to hide it. But because he wasn't afraid to speak and speak and speak, native English speakers liked speaking with him more. Because he wasn't so formal and didn't sound like a book or a robot, people wanted to speak with him. He had something that Dennis didn't have. Pasha had flow. One of the most important things you can learn about studying languages is that fluency and being fluent is not about grammar and it's not about vocabulary. It's not about how many words you know and how many rules you can remember. What it's really about is flow. Conversations have flow. Speeches have flow. Books and films have flow. The movement of conversations and communication between people is more important than choosing the right word or rule to use. So you need to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be the person who knows lots of rules and words, but who seems strange and unnatural to everyone? Or do you want to be the person who makes mistakes sometimes and chooses the wrong word sometimes, but who seems natural and fun to everyone? When people hear Dennis speak, they don't think he understands the culture of the language and how people should use the language to communicate with each other. They hear him speak, and they aren't interested to continue the conversation. When people hear Pasha speak, they say that he isn't a native speaker, but he speaks English. He understands how to use the language to communicate what he wants and how to hold a conversation with native speakers. Pasha only knows 500 words and doesn't know grammar, but he is more fluent than Dennis, who knows 5,000 words and knows grammar. And this brings us back to the integral approach that I told you about earlier. Nobody is teaching students how to learn English the right way. Nobody really understands what it requires. They just see that some students are super successful and that some students are so-so, and that some students completely fail, and they think, well, some people just aren't good at languages. And that's not true at all. Right now, I'm going to ask you one question that should explain what I'm talking about and help you really understand why learning English and becoming fluent in English is a process that first starts with you. It's not about your teacher. It's not about your school or your university. It's not about your family. It's not about your country or where you were born or your nationality. It's not because you're good at languages or bad at languages. This one question will explain what stops so many people from being fluent in English and prove to you that it all starts with you. The sense of self is the most important aspect of learning English, and nobody is teaching you anything about it, but I'm going to teach it to you right now. I've done this with hundreds, if not thousands of my students, and now it's your turn. So first, I have a question for you. Here it is. Are you an English speaker? Probably your answer is no. If you were an English speaker, you probably would not be watching this seminar about how to learn English and how to speak English fluently. You probably said no because you're not from an English-speaking country. You probably said no because all of your life, people compared your first language to English and told you how they're so different. But I'm here to tell you that none of that is true. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what language is your first language. It doesn't matter what your teachers said because they were wrong. In fact, what language am I speaking right now? French? No. German? No. Russian? No. Chinese? No. I'm speaking English. You're listening to me speak English and you understand me. I think you understand me if you're still watching. So you can understand English. That makes you an English listener, but not an English speaker. So what makes you an English speaker? Here's the question you need to ask yourself right now. Think about this question long and hard and really understand the meaning of this question. Here it is. And in fact, I'm going to flip the camera around and show my face. Okay, so here's the question that you need to ask yourself right now. Think about this question long and hard and really try to understand why I'm asking it and what it really means. If you don't believe that you are an English speaker, then why would anyone else believe that you are an English speaker? Okay? Does that make sense? Let me repeat that for you. If you do not believe that you are an English speaker, then why would anyone else believe that you are an English speaker? It's a good question, right? And the answer is that they won't. They won't believe that you're an English speaker. Let me show you why. I'm going to flip the camera again, okay? I mean, imagine if you came up to someone and you asked them, "Are you a doctor?" And they answered, "No." What would you think? You would think they aren't a doctor. Being fluent in English is about believing in yourself first. If someone asks you, "Are you an English speaker?" and you answer, "No," well, of course, they're going to think that you don't speak English. And if you come up to someone and you don't truly believe that you are an English speaker, then they're going to feel it. They're going to know that you don't believe it. They're going to see it in your eyes, and they're going to think that you don't know English. When you go up to them and in your mind you're thinking in a different language and telling yourself that you're not sure about what you're going to say in English, the person you speak to will know that. So the first thing you need to do in order to become an English speaker is believe that you are an English speaker yourself. We've already decided that you are an English listener because you understand what I'm saying and you're still here. So what does it take for you to become an English speaker? All you need to do is speak. That's it. Just open your mouth and say the words. Right now, while you're listening to this seminar, I want you to speak to yourself. That's right. People around you might think that you're crazy, but this is how it all starts. You need to say right now, "I am an English speaker. I speak English." Say it again. "I am an English speaker. I speak English." Again, "I am an English speaker. I speak English." Keep saying it until you believe it. When you take a shower, say it 10 times. When you drive to work, say it 10 more times. When you wake up in the morning, say it 20 times. Remember, if you don't believe that you are an English speaker, then nobody else will believe it either. It all starts with you. In fact, it doesn't matter how many words you know. It doesn't matter which grammar rules you know either. It doesn't matter if you have an accent or not. It doesn't matter. Well, nothing really matters. The only thing that matters is if you can open your mouth and make sounds that are words in English. If you can do that, then you're an English speaker. There's one mistake that you can make that will stop you from being an English speaker and becoming fluent in English and improving your English speaking skills. There's only one mistake. You don't need to worry about grammar rules and you don't need to know thousands of words. There's only one mistake that you truly need to avoid. Here is a rule to remember so that you don't make that mistake. The rule is the only mistake is not speaking. I'll repeat it. The only mistake is not speaking. That means if you don't speak and don't practice speaking and don't open your mouth and make English language sounds, then you're making a mistake. It also means that if you say the wrong word or use the wrong grammar form or write the wrong letter or if you have an accent, it's not a mistake. Those are not mistakes. When you're learning English, those are not mistakes because each of those things is a chance for you to learn more and grow more. Those things help you develop your skills. The only mistake is not speaking. When you have the chance to speak and you don't speak, you just lost an opportunity. When someone tries to talk to you and you ignore them because you're afraid to say the wrong thing or afraid that they won't understand you or that they're going to know that English isn't your first language,